You're welcome to the Module 5 of the board fundraising activation process. This is where we basically equip each board member to start executing. Now, we started with sending out the board fundraising plan to each person to actually fill out the form, and each person fills it out. And then we sent it out again for each person to review because we wanted everybody to review everybody's idea. And then it was reviewed. And then we now created the final plan, which we sent out for adoption. And then the board met and adopted the plan. And then the board agreed on how to execute moving forward. And one of the ways the board is going to agree on how to execute is basically what the board members get to do as regards helping the organization raise money. So what do we do with that? What we do with that is this. Each board member now needs to have what we call a portfolio of their own as regards how they support the organization in raising money. And that's going to be based on what they decide that they want to support the organization in raising money with the fundraising planning form that they filled up. Because when they were filling the form, they're going to indicate how they want to support the organization. So what you're going to find in this place is that you're going to find everybody that has filled the form here, right? And then you can generate their board portfolio, which is their fundraising portfolio for them here, based on what they've said they are going to support the organization with. So that when you generate that portfolio, all you have to do is send it out to each board member so that they can start supporting the organization in terms of building out the organization. Now, very important for me to note, because this is the end, your board is not your fundraising team. You're going to need a fundraising team that's going to execute this fundraising plan that they've created. Your board are going to play their role in their own capacity, but you need a fundraising team that's going to be showing up day in, day out for your organization, trying to raise money for your organization. Now, when you created a fundraising strategy, you will see that there's a part that shows the people you need to execute the strategy. The board, of course, have their role to play, which will be well stated, but you also see that there's a fundraising team that needs to be put in place to actually execute the fundraising strategy that you and your board has created. So what you are going to have to do at this point in time is to actually work with your board members to actually execute the fundraising strategy. And that means bringing in the fundraising team, which is recruiting a fundraising team. If you don't have resources now, you can actually recruit volunteers. Even if it's 1 hour per day, they are supporting your organization. That's a huge lift for your mission. So build the fundraising team, create the fundraising materials, because your fundraising strategy is also going to list the materials that's needed to execute, whether it's a proposal, case for support, social media posts. Make sure they are all created for your team. And then you and your board need to be able to lead those teams to be able to execute using the resources that have been made available. And if you have a fundraising professional on your board, you now have somebody who can lead these teams, who can provide oversight and leadership for these teams as they raise money for your organization. So this is how you activate your board to start raising money for your organization. And when you click on open my fundraising board, it's going to take you to a sort of a dashboard, right? The dashboard is going to show the final adopted fundraising plan and also the execution toolkit that's needed to execute the plan for your board members, whether it's email that they have to send out to people to make introductions, social media posts. You can generate it here. When you do that, you are actually ready to now start raising money with your board. So you see, this process we simplified like this took years of execution to be able to simplify it like this. So I don't want you underrating this process. I want you to commit to this process with everything you have, because with a fundraising board, you could raise your first 100K even without a fundraising team, even your first $1 million, depending on the quality of board members you bring in. That's the opportunity you have in front of you. So if there's any part of this process that you find difficult that you couldn't do, please simply reach back to us and tell us what help you need. We'll be happy to help you make sure you get everything you need to be able to not just raise money for your organization, but also support your mission. Thank you for trusting us. We'll see you when you reach out to us. And don't forget to send us a testimony, because when you begin to do this and you see the result, we want to be able to tell the world this is what's happening here. All the best and bye for now.